Tulip Siddiq, a prominent Labour MP in the UK, has hit back hard at a Bangladesh court ruling that sentenced her to 2 years in prison, calling the entire process flawed and farcical. And she's not mincing her words. Siddiq wasn't even in Bangladesh during the trial. And with no extradition treaty between the UK and Bangladesh, it's highly unlikely she'll ever serve the sentence. So what exactly happened? A court in Dhaka ruled that Siddiq used her special influence as a British MP to push her aunt, former Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, into approving land transfers to Siddiq's mother, brother and sister. Siddiq's mother, Sheikh Rehana, was handed a much harsher 7-year sentence and labelled the main accused. The entire case was heard in absentia. Not Hasina, not a single family member was present. Even the lawyers who tried to represent them said they were threatened and blocked from defending the accused. Hardly the picture of due process. The Labour Party in the UK has rejected the verdict outright, saying it cannot recognise this judgment since Siddiq wasn't properly informed of the charges and was denied any opportunity to defend herself. Siddiq herself says the ruling deserves the contempt it deserves.
I'm absolutely baffled by the whole thing. I've still had no contact whatsoever from the Bangladeshi authorities, despite them spreading malicious allegations against me for a year and a half now. I've tried to be responsible. I've engaged lawyers here in the UK who have repeatedly written to the Bangladeshi authorities, but they haven't responded. I then tried to engage a lawyer in Bangladesh itself, who went and tried to find out what was happening in court. They intimidated him and threatened him, and he withdrew. I then wrote to the leader of Bangladesh currently, who is Professor Muhammad Yunus, when he came to London, who has said publicly a few times that I'm guilty and had tried to smear my reputation. So I said to him, okay, let's sit down, let's have a coffee and let's talk about what I've done wrong, because I know I haven't done anything wrong. He declined to meet me. So there's been absolutely no summons sent to me. There's no charge sheet. I've had no correspondence from them. I'm not difficult to find. I'm a parliamentarian. All they had to do is send some papers to the House of Commons, to Parliament, and I would have responded. So I feel like I'm in some sort of Kafkaesque nightmare where I'm carrying on doing my day job, but on the other hand, I'm apparently being convicted in Bangladesh, and the only reason I know I'm being convicted is because I read it in the newspapers. So this is trial by media, which is deeply unfair. I've looked very carefully at the allegation against me because there were so many allegations that I wanted to see specifically this allegation. And I don't know how much you've looked into it, but I looked into it properly. The allegation that I've been convicted for states that when I was an opposition member of Parliament here in Britain, used my political influence over my aunt, who was then the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, to convince her, or I suppose force her, to allow my mother, who is her sister, to purchase a plot of land in some random place in Bangladesh. So just to step aside from what's happening and just to look at the allegation itself for a minute, which is that I exerted influence over the Prime Minister of Bangladesh as an opposition MP here in Britain to gain some benefit for my aunt, for my mother, who is her sister. Now, my aunt is twice as old as me. She is 10 times more powerful than me, and she has been in politics longer than I've been alive.
But who is Tulip Siddiq, and why has she become the centre of such a political storm? 42 years old, Tulip Siddiq has been a Labour MP since 2015, representing Hampstead and Kilburn, and now Hampstead and Highgate. She is currently the Economic Secretary to the Treasury in the UK's Labour government. She is also part of Bangladesh's most well-known political family. Her mother is Sheikh Rehana, sister of Sheikh Hasina and daughter of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Bangladesh's founding leader. Rehana and Hasina survived the brutal 1975 coup only because they were out of the country. Rehana later rebuilt her life in the UK under political asylum. So why was Siddiq tried at all? Bangladeshi prosecutors claim she contacted senior officials in Hasina's office to secure valuable land for her family, saying she made calls, sent messages, and even traveled to Dhaka, but no hard evidence was presented, only statements from 2 former officials. Siddiq denies everything, saying she hasn't held a Bangladeshi passport since childhood and is being targeted because of the political campaign against the Hasina family. after their fall from power in 2024. For now, Siddiq says she's focused on her constituents and refuses to be distracted by the dirty politics of Bangladesh. With Farhan Khan, Bureau Report, India Today Global.